What's up with it? Yo, glad to have you on. Hey, welcome to uh Beyond the Algorithm. And I'm your host, Victor Vincian, up here with Dontre the Misfit. You know, want to
What's
go
up,
ahead and
y'all? What's up, y'all?
we go ahead and start off with a round of applause. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, and hardships and technical difficulties, we have arrived. And we're gonna sit up here. We're gonna catch up on some things, air out some grievances against the world, and we're gonna have a good time and a good chat. So for the people that's already lined up on YouTube and saying what's up, man, great. We appreciate y'all. Y'all get a round of applause off the top too. And to anybody that probably don't like anything about neither one of us, y'all go ahead and get shot at too. So let's just go ahead and just get to it. You know what I'm saying? So um, we got a lot of moving pieces in the world, but man, go ahead and tell the audience a little bit of something about yourself. I'm gonna give you the floor and let you run your mouth the way you need to.
What's up with it, y'all? This is your boy Dontre the Misfit. Shout out to the homie Vic, man, for even having me on here. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation, man, with the real. Man, I'm from KC Mo. Um, I got introduced to these type of conversations by having certain relationships and just peeping just the way the game is. So I'm gonna kick it to you real. And man, hopefully we can have a really good conversation. And if you get in your feelings, while you listening to this, then we did our job. Okay. Yeah. So I'm coming for your soul, man.
Yeah, man. So I started this segment, The Grace of Men. Shout out to Esau Lee, who's one of the first guys that decided to come up here to participate. Because one of the things about you as a content creator, I don't even like calling us content creators, man. We just be on the internet using Facebook like everybody else, truthfully, and it kind of turned into this because I think a lot of people get everyone confused just because they're using the internet or using social media. We're not all using social media for the same purposes, right? And I came across a video clip of you a long time ago. And I should have thought, I didn't even think about it in conversation to even bring it up to kind of introduce, like what you're about to the rest of the audience. And I'm pretty sure I can find it, but you had probably the realest video clip that I saw where you were talking about, you've been a Pookie, you've been a Ray Ray, you've been, like just telling your story in this, like you gave a whole bunch of game in like 35 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Men raised by women, been around, situations that's affiliated with the way that upbringing is, pretty much categorized as. I guess, what I learned was that it's some things that I don't have the insight on, just like it's some things that you don't have the insight on, right? And I felt like this was the right type of platform to create that space for men that have that experience to talk, because I don't want to create no unnecessary division with somebody that may think that I'm just competing with them, and that's not the case,
Yeah, that's real. So, man, look, check it out. When we first talked, man, we talked for some hours, man, and we would just hashing out to see, where we fit in and where our common denominators was. And I told you I came from the irresponsible end of the game. The actual complaints center. You know what I'm saying? We was the guys that we was raised by the very women that hate the type of men that we are. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, when you don't have a consistent father figure in your life, then you end up with, the Pookies and the Ray Rays and what a lot of people call today, the little YNs.
Yeah.
And we run amok in the community, man. We treat women like like sex objects. we're more focused on the sexual experience than the actual fruit that comes along with the experience. We have the emotional intelligence of our mothers, which is not very high. You know, we're raised by men. We don't have, we're not raised by men. We're raised by women, and we don't have the correct tolerance in order to carry, you know, relationships in a healthy type of way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna practice on you guys. We're gonna practice on you ladies until we, you know, come to an awakening point, if we ever do that. A lot of these guys out here are Pookies and Ray Rays up until their 50s and 60s.
Man, bro, you know, I used to say, if the man's not there, and you can't blame the man, blaming the absent father, blaming somebody that's not there is never productive. It's like blaming a ghost, pretty much, right? If they quit to call the men that are Pookies and Ray Rays by that, what does that say about the women? You know, because I believe that they're the real Pookies and Ray Rays if they raise them, because it's where else do they get the behavior from?
Well, we call them Pookisha.
Just right to it, huh?
Yeah, we call them Pookisha. Pookisha.
But Pookisha and them.
Yeah, Pookisha. Yeah, you know, you can't have a Pookie without a Pookisha.
Hey, fair enough. You know,
So
you got to come from somewhere. You got to come from somewhere.
She's a dirty foot duck. You know, she's in the same boat. She just has the female privilege to clean up her image.
Mm-hmm. Man, so I got a couple videos that I'm gonna pull up over here, because I started noticing a lot of the men have similar experiences to the women in terms of like the way that their mothers conduct, you know, the way they hold court with their kids, you know. And then I want to watch this with you real quick, but let me get it set up the right way. But yeah, I want to review some things over here with you that I know I'm going to talk about again, because we only get like one perspective at a time, you know, when it comes down to what we see on the internet. But let me let this video run. We'll catch up.
My disdain for misogynistic women runs deep because my mother is one. And this is also why I'm so good at